Hi, I'm Dominique Charpentier, recording artist, film and video game composer, and I'm here to help you with tips for aspiring composers. In today's video, I will talk about knives. Why? Because as a musician, you will need all your fingers to play instruments and compose. And I know a few friends and colleagues who injured themselves badly with knives. And as I cook every day, because I'm French and I like cooking, I use knives all the time, and I thought it would be nice and funny to make a short video about knives for the Christmas holidays. So I just want to talk about little basics on how to handle knives. So the first thing you need to know is that you need to have the correct knife in order not to injure yourself. So the correct knife for you, especially if you're a beginner, would be a knife which is not too small. So for example, maybe try to avoid small knives with a blade of 5 to 9 centimeters. Then you will need a knife which is very sharp. So actually this is a common mistake made by beginners, because sometimes they think that if they use a very sharp knife, they will increase the opportunity to injure themselves. And actually that's the opposite. If your blade is dull, then you will maybe slip and then cut your fingers. Instead, if you use a very sharp knife, the blade will stay straight, and then you will decrease the chances to slip and then cut a finger. Then you will need a comfortable handle, and then you will need a knife which is fit to the task. So don't use a big knife for a task when you need a small knife, and the opposite. So the knife I would advise for you, if you are a beginner, would be this one. So that's a santoku, that's a Japanese knife. And it, as you can see, it's different from this one. So that's a traditional chef knife that you can find in Europe or in all the Western world. And you can see that the blade is way bigger. Actually, this one is like 21 centimeters, I think, and this one is only 40 centimeters. So I would advise you to use a santoku if you are a beginner, because usually the blades are shorter. So they usually are 16 to 18 centimeters. This one is 14. So it's less impressive if you're not used to big chef knives like this, for example. And then you still have, between the spine and the edge, you still have a thick surface. So this will really help when you cut, for example, vegetables, when you want to slice something or dice some things. So it's really, I think, the best knife to use if you're a beginner would be this one. It can be also a little bit bigger. The important thing is know how to use it. So I will just leave this one here. So when you use your knife, a rookie mistake would be to use it like this, you know, you just handle it like this. When instead, so that's the grip, that's the correct grip for a knife when you're cutting something. It's not always the case. Sometimes you can use it like this, but most of the time you will use it like this. So you will use your thumb here, and then your index, and then all the other fingers here. It's to guide the blade when you're chopping stuff. And then it also changes the center of gravity of the knife. So that's definitely how you should use your knife, like this. You pinch it like this, so you can guide the blade like this. So that's the first thing to know when you use your knife. But the very important thing also is how to use your second hand. So I'm right-handed, so I will use my knife with my right hand. But then my left hand will do something as important as the grip of the knife. So that's what it's called the claw. So it's like an animal, you know. So what you do is that you don't leave your fingers so that the knife can cut them. So you just use your hand like this, and actually the knife will go like this on the middle finger. So you can when you are chopping, for example, an onion, you can do like this, and the blade is touching your middle finger, but you can't cut your fingers actually. And you can also use your pinky and your thumb to maintain, for example, if it's an onion, to maintain the vegetable, and then the other fingers still always like this, like a claw. And this way you are pretty sure to never cut yourself. Also use techniques that won't be difficult. That means that you won't be tired when you cut a lot of things. So one beginner mistake would be to use your knife all the time like this, you know, like going from forward to backward. But actually, you can use a rocking motion, going backward, forward when you're chopping stuff, and it will really help you. I don't say to use it all the time, but for maybe half of the things you will do. For example, if you're cutting an onion, what you could do is this rocking motion, because it will be faster and effortless, because what you will use actually is the length of the blade. Instead of using a lot of pressure with going up and down, you will use also the force of the blade going just backward to forward. So the movement will be like this, and you can just do this movement like this, and you will see that it will be really, really easy to cut anything you want to cut. So this is my tip for today. I hope this helps you. Feel free to leave me any question or any comments on this. And also, if you want me to make a short video to show you a little bit how to cut things with this kind of knife, I can definitely do it. Just tell me in the comments, and I will make a new video about this. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.